Testing, testing. Yo, what up, crypto YouTube? Welcome back to Farmer Traders. It is 8 p.m. on the 6th of July. Happy late 4th of July to all you Americans out there and to all you other people as well. I hope you all had a good weekend. I'm just coming off of a 3-day weekend as I am a U.S. national residing in the heartland of the United States of America. Spent the last 3 days in Chicago with my wifey. Had a hotel for a couple nights. We booked a hotel or an Airbnb outside the city that we didn't do any research on before we got there, and when we arrived we found out that it was not a great place in Chicago. Basically all of the area surrounding Chicago did not seem like a very nice place. There were wanted posters for homicide criminals right by where we were supposed to stay. So we decided to ditch that place and eat the cost of a couple $100 for Airbnb. And we went to downtown Chicago instead and stayed right next to all the nice hotels in a decent hotel, or it's much nicer. And yeah, hung out. Didn't get to see any fireworks though. They canceled their fireworks show. But anyway, enough about that. My weekend. Y'all are here to see some Bitcoin price action. So if you don't know, my name is Shane. I am a complete beginner at trading. I am not telling anyone what to do. I am not giving out financial advice. I just am learning how to read charts. And I have a lot of money in Bitcoin. And I am interested in using leverage to buy Bitcoin and increase my holdings in Bitcoin in the near future. However, I am currently not holding any leverage positions. I own Bitcoin at an average price of about $45,000. I started buying Bitcoin in January and bought it all the way up to the peak and bought it all the way down to where it's at currently. I have been accumulating Bitcoin in this range since January of 2021. I don't really care what price I buy Bitcoin at. Yeah, I'm trying to buy at the lowest prices possible in the time that I'm going to buy it, but I'm mostly just buying whenever I can because I fully believe that Bitcoin is going to go up here somewhere, probably in the next 6 to 12 months, maybe even as high as this. Okay? That's what I think. I think it's going to happen. I don't know. Not financial advice. I could be wrong. But I think we're going to see anywhere from $100,000 to $400,000. That's my guess. Not a guess, but based on previous price action, I think we're headed much higher. But I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do your own research. Look into the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. I could be completely wrong. This cycle has been a lot different than the past ones already. So who knows? But I'm tracking the price. I'm trying to look at where we're going. I'm trying to learn how to read charts and do technical analysis so that way I can make trading my full-time job. I currently work a 9-to-5 corporate job in an R&D company making medical devices and research equipment for scientists and biologists. It's an interesting job for sure. It was exactly what I went to school for and would have been what I would have called my dream job a few years ago. I've only been working there for about 2 years, but with the way the world's going and everything, and just how crazy it is living near cities now, or in cities, which is where I work, is in a city. My wife and I want to go to nature. We want to become farmers and be self-sufficient and not have to rely on any company to give us money should the economy and all the jobs go to crap and tank, and we don't want to have to wake up early and work by someone else's schedule. We want to wake up early because we want to be disciplined and get things done, but we don't want to work on someone else's schedule, on someone else's terms, fulfilling someone else's dream. So I'm learning how to do this and to eventually use leverage. I will be expanding into the Forex markets at some point soon. Right now I'm just focusing on Bitcoin. That's all I really have the time for is Bitcoin. I should probably start looking into Forex more. I'll take a look at, we'll look at Euro USD today. Might as well start drawing some lines there. Why not, we've past few live streams I've done about all I can do with Bitcoin. Now it's just a waiting game. We'll look at Bitcoin real quick now. See, I've kind of cleaned up my chart a little bit since last Thursday, I think last Thursday I didn't live stream because I was building my wife a new PC, which I'm currently using right now. Or I should say upgrading my current PC, or our current PC, to better version of itself. Let's see. It's the same PC. Nothing's different on the outside. Same case. Well, it's not the same PC. It's the same case and the same graphics card. Everything else is brand new, and I'm really proud of myself because I've never done this before. So I completely modded the PC, basically built a new one using the same case. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, anyway, so that's what I was doing on Thursday, rebuilding the PC. I was up to like 2 a.m. doing that. Haven't really done much technical analysis since last week. I've kind of been keeping an eye on Bitcoin and everything over the weekend, but mostly just been enjoying time with my wife, walking around Chicago. But let's see where we're at with Bitcoin. It's the first time I've looked at it on a big screen in about a week now. So we still got this kind of major trend line. Let's zoom out to the 1 day. We've broken out of it, but we're barely staying above it. Bitcoin's mainly just been trading sideways since about 27th of June. So puts us about, week and a half we've been trading sideways, range bound between $36,000 and $33,000. Kind of forming some new resistance here and some new support here, based on these reversals that you see. Really close to the trend lines are already there, but I just went ahead and drew in these new ones. You can probably just fade these out, the older ones that it's really close to, since Bitcoin's slicing up and down through this one with relative ease, and doesn't really care too much about this one anymore, at least on the daily. We'll just go ahead and fade those out a little bit, we'll leave them there. But I think that right now this is the range that Bitcoin's kind of in. So if we're going to get anywhere to the upside, we need to break out of this. And if we break down below this, we're going probably down to here. So yeah, just keep an eye on those. This right here at 33.4 and 35.8 or so, maybe a little higher. I think I drew this on my phone. Yep. So yeah, we're range bound. We had this, symmetrical triangle that we never really broke out of. We kind of came out of it towards the end, but then came right back down below it, and now we're just fizzled out sideways. So I don't really see much going on. We've broken down below this trend line. I think I'm just gonna take it out of there. It doesn't really look like it's doing much for us. This trend line's not really doing much for us anymore either. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. I don't think it's really helpful. We got all our levels in here. None of this is really coming into play right now, not until we get above here, and then our next resistance is going to be right here, which we bounced right off of it about a week ago. And yeah, Bitcoin's not showing much strength right now. It's not very exciting. I think a lot of people are expecting holiday weekend pump. I haven't been around long enough to know if that's a thing that happens, but I saw it mentioned by a couple people on Twitter. So maybe it is a thing that happens. I don't really know. Just trying to draw on a little trend line here. It looks like I see it's kind of ascending pattern, probably even in a channel. Yeah, we're kind of trading in this channel right now. Zoom on down to 8 hour. Yeah. Yep. So we're just going up this channel right now. Hopefully we don't break out below this trend line. I'm keeping my eye on this for further downside personally. I think I've said it multiple times now. I see us coming all the way down to about 20,000. I think that we're weak. I don't think Bitcoin's showing a lot of bullish momentum right now. But yeah, here we are. So I learned a new indicator recently that I wanted to share and talk through. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's called the RSI, or the Relative Strength Index. And I'm going to pull that up real quick. Show it to y'all. Oops, that's not RSI. So RSI, came across some people talking about this on Twitter, and I decided to look it up. RSI is, long story short, and to just kind of quickly explain this from a noob, again, I just learned about this, I might not explain it properly, but from what I understand, from what I read, RSI is kind of a momentum indicator. So if RSI is in an uptrend, then that means that Bitcoin is kind of and has upward bullish momentum. If RSI is in a downtrend, then, or if RSI is going down, then that means Bitcoin is in a downtrend. If RSI crosses above 70, then that means that Bitcoin is overbought and you could be looking for a pullback. And if RSI is below 30, then Bitcoin is oversold and you can be looking for a reversal to the upside. And so, all that being said, read up on RSI yourself. That was a very quick explanation. I'll pull it up real quick. Just read it on Investopedia, where I learned about it, or where I got my first introduction to it. So, yeah, the Relative Strength Index is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions in the price of a stock or other asset. It's displayed as an oscillator, oscillator here. And can have a reading from 0 to 100. The indicator was originally developed by this guy. Traditional interpretation and usage. Values above 70 indicate it's becoming overbought or overvalued and may be primed for a trend reversal or corrective pullback. An RSI of 30 or below indicates oversold or undervalued. So, developed in 1978, provides signals about bullish and bearish price momentum. Okay. There's the formula for it. I don't really care too much about it. I do, but whatever. It's useful. If you're a math nerd, feel free to look into the formula. What does the RSI tell you? Primary trend of the stock or asset is an important tool in making sure the indicator's readings are properly understood. For example, well-known market technician Constance Brown, CMT, has promoted the idea that an oversold reading on the RSI in an uptrend is much likely higher than 30%, and that an overbought reading during a downtrend is much lower than 70% level. So that's another key thing when you're looking at that. The 30 and 70% levels are not hard and fast rules. Oops. They're not hard and fast rules. So what that was saying is if price is already in a downtrend and the RSI, if it's been in a downtrend, then oversold RSI is probably higher than 30, I think. Let's read that again. Oops. An oversold reading on the RSI, meaning below 30, is much likely higher than 30%. Oh, in an uptrend. So an oversold reading in an uptrend. Right, okay, so it's the opposite. So if you are in an uptrend, then oversold is probably higher than 30. So let's take here to here. Just draw a line from, from, here, say from there to there. So oversold could have been, here we could have been oversold in Bitcoin, even though it was not below 30. It had dipped significantly because while we were in a strong uptrend, you had the RSI dropped significantly, and then you can tell it snapped back up. So RSI dropped, but we were in an uptrend, so this was the pullback. Basically, you wanted to buy right here. And the RSI would have told you, had you been paying attention to it, that this was probably a good time to buy, because you were in an uptrend already per the RSI and per just looking at the trend. So this pullback in RSI was a good point to buy. So anytime the RSI dips when you're in an uptrend, doesn't matter if it goes below 30, as long as if the RSI is dipping but you're in a strong uptrend, that's probably a good point to buy. Look, RSI would have told you to buy right here as well, right here. Boom. If you look at the RSI, and you can use it to tell you if you're in a pullback during an uptrend, or if you are in the opposite. If you are in a downtrend and RSI temporarily goes up, then and starts to resume downwards, then that's potentially a pullback to the upside to short if you're going down. So you're looking for entries, and RSI helps you find those entries. Also, something important about the RSI, or how it can be used, is divergences. And this is what was coming up with Bitcoin recently and why people are talking about it. Because Bitcoin is currently showing that it might be experiencing an RSI divergence. Well, it is experiencing RSI divergence, and that can be signal. And I'll read through this here. So a bullish divergence occurs when RSI creates an oversold reading followed by a higher low that matches correspondingly lower lows in price. This indicates rising bullish momentum, and a break above oversold territory could be used to trigger a new long position. So we might be here right now, maybe, for the RSI. A bearish divergence occurs when the RSI creates an overbought reading followed by a lower high that matches corresponding higher highs on the price, so it's the opposite. As you can see in the following chart, a bullish divergence was identified when the RSI formed higher lows as the price formed lower lows. This was a valid signal, but divergences can be rare when a stock is in a stable long-term trend. Using flexible oversold or overbought readings will help identify more potential signals. So you have price following price lows. Okay, and then on the same time frame, you're looking at rising RSI lows. So RSI has higher lows while price has lower lows. That means the RSI is diverging from price. So RSI is showing that, I don't know, I can't say exactly what it's showing. I'm not quite sure exactly what RSI translates to. It doesn't really translate to anything. It's just kind of an indicator of momentum. So RSI is basically, though, showing a return to upwards momentum while you are in a downtrend. So you're heading back towards out of the oversold area. So right now you're in the oversold area, and it's heading higher lows. So you're having a reversal of the RSI back to upward while you're in a downtrend. So here basically would have been a good point to buy. Had you bought in the second higher low, on the retest of this line, if you see, okay, we made a higher low, we retested, we resumed up. If you would have bought right here, you would have bought right here. And then you would have caught that resumption to the upside. So this would have been a valid indicator of a trend reversal. And that's based on you have falling price but rising RSI. Yeah, so that's essentially what's happening with Bitcoin right now with the RSI. Bitcoin is, starting from here, we're in a clear downtrend, right? Starting from here, you're in a clear downtrend. But now RSI is making these higher lows, even though Bitcoin is still technically in a downtrend. Bitcoin is still technically trending downwards. Let's make this a little neater. Oops. Line. Yeah. So Bitcoin is still technically in this downtrend right now. We are going down, but RSI has started to come back up. And so people are now looking for this to be signal of a reversal back to the upside, which is possible. It's possible. I'm not convinced myself that we're ready for that yet. Bitcoin did enter into oversold, and yeah, I don't know. I'm still learning how to use this. I've been seeing some people draw some trend lines on this RSI, which is totally valid. Apparently, you can kind of use trend lines to get an idea of where prices or where RSI is going to go. And yeah, if you do that here, looking on the daily, it seems like RSI is testing this downward sloping trend line. And it looks like it's having a hard time breaking out. It might even be, falling back off. So yeah, I'd say maybe if we break out of this line, then that signal, that might be a good signal to enter a long position. But we haven't broken out of that, and it looks like RSI is starting to go sideways, honestly. So, use that as you will. Yep, just another tool in the toolkit, though. So there's Bitcoin. Not much else to say. Maybe you can take a look at Twitter real quick, see what other people are talking about. I saw Jordan Lindsay had posted some charts that I was just looking at a few minutes ago. Yeah, see, he retweeted this RSI thing, this same thing we were just looking at on the daily. Yeah, see, it's testing this downward sloping trend line on the RSI. First and only repairs still in play, but unclear if price bottoms and holds or not. Repair are always best risk to reward. You have to be okay with taking small losses and pushing your winners. Yes, that's a good point. So he's talking about this repair, which we were just looking at. Repair meaning that we've broken out of this trend line and retested. He's saying it's a good sign. We are repairing. We are breaking out of these resistances. Yeah, we'll have to see if we bottom and it holds. He's got all these downward sloping trend lines kind of showing. Pretty sure he's just showing, what else we need to clear out of. These are, he's cloned this trend line up here, which we have here. He's cloned that. That's kind of Jordan's thing, is he likes to clone those lines to show. It's another way he analyzes shifts in the trends. If you get out of these sloping lines, then you're kind of, if it's a downward sloping channels, you're breaking through those clone trend lines, and it's just showing reversal and momentum. So each line that we conquer on the way out of here is just more and more fuel to the momentum back to the upside. Really, this is, he calls it the most important trend line in crypto. This is the one we got to get out of to really signify that we are back into well into upward momentum. The wins in our sales again. So yeah, he's got his repair support right here. Same thing that we got. Support. Get rid of the RSI. So yeah, we are making our way up this support. Kind of trading between this channel. Just gotta wait. Just gotta be patient. I do not advise anyone anything ever, but I don't advise trading right now. It's very unclear to me where Bitcoin's going. So yeah, there's Bitcoin. Ethereum is leading right now. You can see the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Oh yeah, look at that. I haven't looked at this in a few days. We are making some moves. Getting back up there, baby. Yeah, I wish I had sold all my Ethereum for Bitcoin here and bought it all back here. Yeah, this is good. This is a good sign. Usually Ethereum leads Bitcoin, and with Ethereum, making some repairs, then I fully expect Bitcoin to follow. And at some point, it'll probably outpace Ethereum. So I'm going to draw in. Yeah, it looks like we bounced right off of that resistance. Boom. Yep. It's so easy. It's so clear. Just follows these little reversals. Boom. So yep, that's where we gotta go next with Ethereum Bitcoin. Let's just look at the Ethereum chart. Yep, where it's climbing its way. Climbing right up that ladder. You can go ahead and just get rid of that one. Not doing anything for us. Yep, got some resistance here at 23.5, 2,350, and as soon as we break out of that, we'll probably bounce right off of this one. I mean, it's easy, honestly, right now. Just got to make these repairs. Bitcoin makes a dump, though. They're all going to make a dump. Seen some pretty significant upside in, random altcoins. Not really following any of those right now. Yeah. Let's take a look at Euro USD real quick. See what's going on. I'll just draw in some horizontal levels real quick. Kind of just start out on here so we can kind of start trading this in the future. Yep. Alright, got a support here, this reversal point. Got some resistance here at that reversal. This is on the daily. And zoom out to the weekly. Get some more levels. Yeah. Got more here. And here. And here. Why not right here? And why not right there? Alright, and then, yep, get stuck between this range. Then probably there too. Probably right there. Okay, now let's go on to the 8 hour. This is just quick and dirty, just trying to get an idea of what's going on. I would definitely go through here and clean all this up and remove the more irrelevant ones. Try to think what the market's doing, but yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say that Euro USD is gonna go down here. Maybe thinking on a more macro scale, probably That looks to me like it's reversing. You know, we had this, let's see, kind of a breakdown here, and then reversal up, breakout, kind of like a breakout, retest, then maybe it's going to come in for another test. Yeah, probably this is where you'd be looking to either get short or get long, one or the other, but this is the level you're looking at, I'd say. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of this one. Yeah, that looks pretty clear to be the key level of interest right here. Getting shorter, getting long. Not really sure which, but something interesting will happen here. Probably either retest, resume up, because it's kind of what we had a breakout here, or we will break down, retest, resume down. It'll go up or down, but something decision point will happen. You know, it'll decide one way or the other once it gets here, in my opinion. Looking at the monthly now. Yeah. Let's just clean all this up. Just make it a little more clear. Let's see what's going on with this trend line in the past. Yeah, look. And you test it. If you don't break out, then you resume down. If you do break out, then you kind of get sort of a close to a retest, definite retest, and then yeah, strong support, and you break out and you go off. You come in, don't quite retest, sort of retest, and then yeah, we broke down below it, broke back up, broke below it, broke back up. Looking at this, I would be calling for, it's hard to say, it looks like it didn't quite get that much momentum on the breakout. So, you know, you were up above this line for years. And then finally in 2015 it broke below it. Then about a year-long breakout above it, but then went right back below, and then now we've been back above it for about a year. But I mean, if we resume up, then that's a clear signal to go long, you know, for me. But if you break down below it, then it's clear. Yeah, this is interesting. This is a good place to be looking for sure. To go long or short, one way or the other. But when it gets below it, it stays below it. And when it gets above it, it stays above it. So, yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad I looked at this. I know people often look at the Dixie, the DXY, just get an idea of where Euro USD and all the other dollar currency pairs are going to go. So this is just the US dollar currency index. So as the Dixie goes up, Euro USD will go down, and as the Dixie goes down, Euro USD will go up, typically. It looks to me like, I mean, Dixie's definitely in a downtrend for sure, but short-term uptrend. So probably looking for a reversal in the Dixie, and probably looking for Euro USD to, I'd say it's probably going to break below this and resume down. I might have to look to get long or to get short on Euro USD. Oh wait, no, get long Euro USD. That would be Yeah, because Dixie's in a short-term uptrend, causing this to near here. So then once the Dixie resumes down, assuming it resumes back down, then I would expect this to resume up and we go long on Euro USD. Yeah, might have to look at that. Might have to look at that. Let's see, what's the Dixie doing? Just trying to get a better idea of where this is going. Let's say you could kind of draw a line there. But that doesn't really help us. And maybe clone. Yeah, this is hard to read. It's not as clear as Bitcoin. That's for sure. But I kind of see. Yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Or you could say maybe. Yeah, that's a little more clear. Yeah, let's get rid of this. And maybe zoom out to the 3-day. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to play around with this some. But I think we have a bit of a breakout retest resumption here. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think we had a failed breakout. Broke back down. Now, we have breakout, retest, resumption up. Now let's see if the Dixie can clear this high. Well, first this high. Yeah, we gotta clear that. Definitely gotta clear that one. So if it doesn't clear that high, if it resumes down, then I would also expect Euro USD to probably around the same time test this and resume up. That'll be really interesting. I might have to put some money into a Wanda or a foreign exchange exchange. A Wanda probably. I actually already have an Wanda account. I might have to put some money and just play around with it and see if I can find a good entry on Euro USD. It'd be pretty cool. First time. So this is another indicator that Jordan Lindsay developed. I don't know if he developed it so much, but he uses this and teaches it in his course. Basically, it's similar to RSI, but it's two indicators overlaid. You have, and it's called the True Trend Conquer Trading Investing. You can find it online or on TradingView. Go to indicators and search for it. You can find it. Green indicates that you are in an overall uptrend, and then the blue oscillator indicates temporary pullbacks. So, and then vice versa. Red is downtrend, and then blue is a reversal. Is a potentially. It's an entry indicator, so it's a potential entry point going short. So if you're in the green here, that means you're overall in an uptrend, and then if your blue line dips below the center line, then you have a potential entry point. So this would show you're in an uptrend, you're looking to go long because you're in an uptrend and you want to trade with the trend, but you want to find a good entry. So you wait for this to dip, wait for the blue to dip, and that would be right here. So you're in this uptrend, and then you had this dip, and then if you were to enter right there, that would have been a good place to go long, temporarily at least. Not for a significant amount of time, because this obviously kind of rolled over and came back down. But that's how you use this. I'm trying to see if it's looking like we have an entry point here, or if this is actual trend reversal. So in the 3-day, this has been showing that you are actually in a downtrend since the 18th of June. So that's saying you're in a downtrend. Maybe on the monthly. Monthly says you're in an uptrend with just a reversal or a potential entry point entering on the uptrend. So yeah, I think this might be a great place to go long in Euro USD. We will see what happens when price gets here. Yeah, cool. So that's it, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hope you learned a little bit about RSI. And yeah, if you're out there watching Bitcoin like me, just be patient. Be careful. I would not enter any trades right now. I'm not entering any trades right now. So just be careful out there if you are. Use risk management. All right. Peace out, everyone.